Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm really pleased about to bring you my first Baltic. This is the MR Roulette. There's a plethora of colours to choose from. I've been aware of Baltic for a while. I like a lot of their designs. I like what they're doing over there. They're doing some exceptional stuff. They were good enough to lend this in, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Um, the only thing I was wondering with Baltic, if I'm being completely honest, is they offer some exceptional looking watches, lots of original stuff going on. But for the materials used, the price does seem a little bit high. I'll be honest, that's just my takeaway, my honest opinion. This is not, I leave the price up in front of me. It's not an inexpensive watch. And one thing off the bat that I became aware of when I'm going through the specs and spending time with it, as I have done now, is I'm not a massive fan of the Hesalite, which is a plastic crystal. It's what they use on Omegas. Like to have seen Sapphire. And also the movement, it doesn't hack. I know for a lot of you that's not a problem, but I just think in 2024, is that the best we can do? Lovely movement, nice micro rotor on it, nice signage, perlage and stuff on it, but it was a bit of a letdown. But that being said, I've spent some time with it now. Has the watch clawed it back from there? One of my first impressions. So sit back, relax. There's a link in the description, not an affiliate link. If you want to use it, please feel free. Just makes your life a bit easier. But like I say, sit back, relax, get yourself a nice beverage, because it's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. This is the packaging you'd have seen when I did my watch haul video, out of cardboard box. And then you got the sort of rock looking box inside. You got the instruction manual. You'll obviously get a warranty card and stuff included in yours. There's a space for that just underneath. They didn't include it on mine, obviously, because it's just a review piece. But let me put this to the side. And like I said, this is the box it comes in. They had a sticker still on the actual clasp itself. We'll just take all this off. Nice and comfortable inside, as you'd expect it to be, given it's not an inexpensive watch. I wouldn't say it's an expensive watch, but it's definitely, in my eyes, something I would term sort of mid-tier in terms of the watch itself. Turn the crown. Get some juice in there. I normally have it all prepared, but apologies, guys, I haven't this time. Let me. Let's go. Sorry, I don't want to go back. Let's leave it there for now. You'll see there's no hacking on the movement, but we'll run through all that stuff together. So this is the MR Roulette. I'll bring up some other color variations they've got as well. Probably something more in keeping with your taste. The black one's nice, but there's a few colors to choose from, and I dare say that one of those will probably tickle your fancies. Like I said, I think there'll be something in there for you. Yeah. So the colors, the MR Roulette. Inside this watch, let me undo the strap. It's running a Hangzhou caliber 5000A movement. I'll bring some information up next to me. This is a really pretty movement. It's got a little small micro rotor. Put this up at the top. Really nice. You've got blue screws. Got some jewels that you can see. You've got some information. Also, just highlighting the stuff that I'm just showing at the side of the screen. High beat movement. My biggest problem with this movement, guys, is it doesn't hack. It's a date movement. Obviously, there's no date on the dial. There's no ghost position either, so they've adjusted that. But no hacking. Yeah, I'm not massively pleased about that, to be honest. But yeah, so that's the movement anyway. The construction of the watch, aside from the crystal on the front and back, and the strap, is all 316L stainless steel. So you'll see the brushing is done really nicely. You'll see it's brushed to polished to brushed to polished. All 316L stainless steel. So that's the crown, case, outer part of the exhibition case back, and the pin buckle clasp, all 316L stainless steel. The case thickness of the watch is 10.3 millimeters. The case diameter, I measured from the 8 to the 2, it was coming at 36.1 millimeters. When you go from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, it was kind of 38.2 millimeters. The lug width on this is 20, and the lug to lug, tip to tip of the watch was coming at 44.2 millimeters. So not bad proportions there, guys. I think the proportions are nice, very compact, and going to fit an awful lot of wrist sizes because of that sort of size. So there we are. The outer, as I said, the case back is exhibition. It's a mineral crystal, and it's screwed down. You have 6 screws holding it in place. I didn't take the case back off. Sometimes I do with the movements, but I didn't take the case back off in this one. Didn't see the point. You can see the movement, no problems. The bezel's fixed, as I mentioned a moment ago, brushed on the top, polished at the sides, and you've got a push-pull crown, no signing on there. Would have been nice probably to see a bit of signing on the crown, but it's not been done on this. You got a leather strap, super comfortable. They haven't cut any corners with the strap. Quick release pins as well. I think they're Italian calf straps that they're using on these watches. The pin buckle clasp signed with Baltic, as I showed you just a few moments ago, and the crystal covering the dial is a Hesalite crystal. I did mention that in my watch wall video. So Hesalite is what's used on Omega's, the Speedmaster. It's essentially a plastic. You can dress it up as all different things, but essentially it's a plastic, so you can buff it up when the time comes, when they sort of have a few scratches and stuff. But there we are. The water resistance of the watch is cited as being 30 meters, so that would give you 3 atmospheres of water resistance. So I would avoid getting this one wet, really, guys. It's not very water resistant. That's kind of the minimum water resistance you're going to get. So yeah, and the weight will appear in the top right. So it's 49.5 grams, which, given the proportions of the watch, given it's on a leather strap, is probably hardly surprising. So there we are. But let's have a look at the dial in just a bit more detail. So nothing's been applied onto the dial. I think they've played on the fact it's called Roulette, and you can see what they've done with the dial in terms of the outer and the inner. Maybe a bit of colour with reds and stuff would have been nice, but they've not included that. So you've got the outer ring, which is a minute track that's going around the outer edge. Inside that, you've got another ring, which is the numerals from 1 through to 12. Like I said, nothing's been applied. It's all been printed on to the dial. Inside the dial, it's sort of piano black, but it's piano black throughout. You've got Baltic, sort of quite central in the watch, given the 2 sub-dials that you have, or the outer part of those. And then you've got the sub-dial at the 8 o'clock position, excuse me. I like how they've done that. I like the proportions of it. Nice. You've got nice hands, nice faceted, polished hands. Plays with the light really nicely. So yeah, there's no loom on this guy, so I won't be bringing up any loom shots or anything. But I wasn't expecting there to be loom on a dressy piece with 30 meters of water resistance. I'm quite nice that they've kept it quite clean, quintessentially dressy. But like I said, black and white really throughout on the dial. If I take the crown out, you'll see absolutely nothing will happen. It will just continue to go through, which on a watch of this price, and I bring the price up in front of me, I just think that's not ideal, really. But then again, a lot of people don't have problems of non-hacking movements the way I do. But yeah, that's all that's going on. It hasn't got hand winding. You'll see that I did scroll through the time a second ago. Excuse the fact I went backwards. I didn't mean to. I was meant to go forwards, and then I landed on where I was. But yeah, that's everything going on there, guys. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. Okay, so guys, this is what it looks like on me. You'll see it's quite a pronounced crystal, that Hesalite, nicely finished. Fits my wrist really nice, like I said, just above a 7-inch wrist. And super comfortable, lots to choose from in terms of the colours. And I can see why the designs from Baltic are getting so much plaudits. It's a pretty thing, isn't it? Okay, so guys and girls, that will now take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and Pukka about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you'll know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with Pukka. So what I think is pants is, I'm not going to say a great deal. There's 2 things I'm going to mention. There might be 2 things that you're not bothered about. So, but do bear in mind, it's just my opinion, guys. Don't let it get to you too much. But yeah, there's 2 things I'm going to mention. The first thing, probably quite obvious from comments I've already made. I'm going to go with no hacking. I don't like movements that don't hack. I don't really understand them. I know there's more important things in life, but it does bug me. And the Hesalite crystal, for a watch of this sort of price, I would have expected a bit of sapphire on there personally. So they're the 2 things. I'm going to go with the no hacking and the Hesalite crystal. What I think is Pukka, considerably more, because it's a very attractive watch. I'm going to go with the dial. The piano black dial is really pretty. I like the way they've done the dial with different sort of sections as well. the outer section, this section, yeah, looks nice, nicely done. You got the hands. I think the hands are done really, really nicely. The proportions on the seconds for the subdial is nice, but the hour and minute look really, really cool. The way they faceted those and the proportions in terms of where they reach out to. The size of the watch generally is nice. It's going to appeal to a lot of wrist sizes. I do like my watch a bit smaller. I don't like massive watches personally. So yeah, and the proportions that goes sort of hand in hand with the size, but just the way everything's been done in terms of the size of the crown, the way everything's sized, everything looks bang on in terms of where it is. The finishing, like I said, that brushing is done really, really nicely, and then you got the polished surfaces. They just transition nicely. You know, it might be nice to see some transitions on the case, but still, it looks good. The leather strap, super, super comfortable. One that's going to probably last and last and last, to be honest. Super comfy. If you want to change it out, you got quick release as well. And the general look of the watch. Like Baltic have been a brand I've been aware of for a while. And having it in hand, you can see just what a pretty thing it is. So it's been nice to spend time with it. So yeah, the general look. So the things I'm going to mention for Pukka is I'll go with the dial, hands, size, proportions, finishing, leather strap, and the general look of the watch. And that'll take me on to, would I recommend this watch? And I mean, like I said, the two things that I've mentioned, they may not bother you. So I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? But for me, I still would recommend this watch. I think it's a really attractive piece. Like I say, when you get used to having watches from AliExpress, sometimes you can let sort of things cloud your judgment, because this is a movement you can get on a brand called Labini. It's Labini Interlaken that's on AliExpress. So those sort of things sort of cloud your judgment. But yeah, it's very well made. A brand from France doing lots of good bits. So yeah, I would. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, more importantly, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as I always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.